Hey guys, welcome back to Trial and Error. The first part of this two-part little video series, we replaced the treads and the risers of the stairs that originally were built by Ray Charles when he had a broken arm. So I'm excited to have that part done. And now we get the real fun part, which is building the railings, which is what's going to really make the difference in this staircase. So without much further ado, we'll get right into that. Now we do have a bit of a problem here with this change. So originally I had planned to put our newel posts here and obviously be securing it just with some wood glue at the bottom to the face of this, but also since this was up here we could bolt it through and give it some decent structure. Obviously that is no longer an option because we've got nothing to actually bolt it to. So we got to think up something different. And what I've come up with here, which I don't know if it'll work, but it should. So I'm thinking we're going to put about 3.5 inches in on each side of this, split the difference, and along with some wood glue here, that should be plenty strong enough. We're going to be putting some tension on this with the wire system that I want to use. So I will know very quickly if this isn't strong enough, but it should be more than plenty. Just the wood glue alone, if left to sit there, it should, you know, the wood should break down before the wood glue ever gives up, especially on two hardwoods. So that's going to be plenty strong. We'll throw a little steel at it just to make sure. Okay, so we're perfectly level. Now I'm just going to make, oh, we were perfectly level. Everything nice and square. So I'm just going to make the faintest little centering mark here. Because we still don't even know if we're going to be staining these posts or if these are going to be painted white. So even if this is a little off center from the post itself, at least we know we're going to be lining up, if we line up our drill holes dead on center with these two marks, we know that the post will end up being exactly where we want it to be. Even if it is off just a little bit, the post will still be straight. So I'm gonna mark number 2 on this guy because it's a big pile of shit. No, I'm just kidding. And we're gonna knock number 1 on this one just so we don't risk mixing them up. Exactly 3, so we're gonna do 1.5. Same on the stairs. Checking my angles as we're doing it. That sure sounds like we found a screw or a nail. So that's awesome. Oh yeah. Yep, we sure did. We're in enough. Once this is, if you really think about the physics of it, obviously this, even if it's only in an inch or so, which is what it is, it can never kick out this way due to the pull on this side because we're holding it in place here, we've got it locked in, and then it's going to be trying to pivot off of this stair. So my biggest concern is, you know, the strain that I put on this pulling this way would ever start to bend it. But even though we've just got an inch down here, no worries at all. It'll be fine because it can't come out, and that's the key. I am going to cut this down though because I don't need it this long now going up into the post. So the second one actually worked out much better. It really didn't hit anything, so got that down as far as I really want it to go. I went back and just put a little reveal edge on this with a router, which I like. Just a little bit of detail. I didn't want to do anything too ornate. Just wouldn't go with the house. But I thought that would add a little bit to it and give it kind of a nice cap off. Since I didn't do the stairs with the return that you normally see, because I really wanted it to be streamlined and contemporary. And I think that those, when you come around like this and cap it, it's much more of a traditional style that really doesn't go with this house. So did that, and now just taking some kind of inverted 1/2-inch quarter round and running that up along the bottom of the stair, whatever the hell you'd call that, cap, and across back over to the wall there. And I think that's going to finish it off really nice. It's about 3 days and 3 coats of polyurethane later, and really happy with how these came out and took the poly. I went with a semi-gloss finish, so it's not super shiny, but it does have some sheen to it, which I think looks really nice. And you know, from here we got to make some decisions. So the first one, and I've been struggling with this, I don't know what to do. We want to do white on the riser portion, so this needs to be white, and this is going to be white as well. So do I just run the white around here, and then what do I do here? Do I leave that wood, or do I just take this piece and make it all white? I really, I don't know how to kind of deal with that, to be honest. And I'm kind of scratching my nuts thinking about it. But I'm gonna have to make a decision on that at some point, but I guess that doesn't have to be right now. What we need to decide on right now is how to do the railing portion of it. So I did have to go and order steel, which has shot up in price in just the last 60 days. It's out of control expensive. So if you have a need for steel right now, it's gonna hurt. So I really like the way these poles came out. I really like the way that these poles came out. They're really pretty, and they're nice looking, and I like the tops with the beveled edges. So of course now we got to figure out what we're going to do for a railing system here, and I already made some decisions. There's still some more to make. So I got some 1x3-inch steel. It's 120 wall, which is, for those of you who don't know, that's pretty thick. So it's going to be a very solid feeling handrail. And I originally was just going to weld some studs that basically got drilled into these, so you wouldn't see any mounting or anything, and just have the railing kind of floating over the tops of these. But the more that I look at these, and I really like the way the natural wood looks, and this beveled edge, everything here, I really like that as a topper. So now I'm thinking maybe I want the steel down here, leave this as kind of like a newel post topper, and somehow make some blind bracketry that will, you know, affix this to each post. Yeah, and not have it be too obvious, you know, the hardware part of it. I guess I don't really need to attach this too much. I just need that steel in here, and then we're going to use some braided wire. I don't know if you've ever seen that look before, but like a bunch of braided steel wire, which I can kind of pre-tension to pull these guys together and squeeze that steel handrail, so it all should be one pretty solid piece. God knows these are in there really good. So yeah, I think now that's going to be the job: getting the angles right, getting the steel cut, and then trying to fabricable up some hidden brackets as best as I can. I mean, you're going to see some things if you look up and under, but I'm sure I can think of something here. Maybe just a little L bracket I can drill and tap a couple of nuts and a couple of bolts into. I'll bring the nuts myself. What's left of them. I am married after all. just made up a little L bracket here, and we're going to affix this to just under where I want that railing to come and meet it. So I'm thinking somewhere right around there.
You do it, your hair's got done, you look like a freaking bum. You don't care, you're just like, fuck it. You know, I know, it's great. I mean, it's great. Like,
you look like a bum, just.
No. You know, sometimes you're wearing like stuff with holes in it, you're, you know, stains or whatever. Like, you literally don't give a fuck. I don't have that confidence. No, I'm jealous of that. Like, it's good for you. Like, I'm not being an asshole. I envy your confidence.
Well, thank you. That was very nice. Do you hear that, folks? She envies my confidence.
Oh,
no. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I think that's part of, like, I don't like watching people that, they're just fake. Yeah, like, no, life isn't that perfect. We all don't look perfect every time. It's just, you know, it is what it is. Trying to be real. And keeping it real goes wrong. So, our next step is to set up our wire. And I'm kind of thinking this through. This is a bit, actually, that these sleeves come with. These sleeves just give you a really nice finished look as the wire goes through each post. But knowing me, I think I better put in a little bit of a safety margin here. So this is a piece that we cut off from one of the uprights, and I'm going to use this in the garage to build myself a little guide, basically, out of metal. Because my fear is, as you're going through and drilling these, that if I'm off just a little bit with the angle of the dangle, it's going to look really bad when you stand back and look at the wires. So we really want them nice and straight. So I think this will be my smartest move. I've got the angle of it here, so I'm just going to make a little piece of metal that can be clamped on, and will hold the bit at the perfect angle so that I get consistency all the way up the stairs. So that's the plan. We'll see how it works. So here we are with the bracket clamped in to drill the first hole. It's going to be about 5 inches from the top, and they're going to go every 5 inches basically all the way down. And yeah, so I'll get to drilling. Close, but we're not going to make it. I'm going to have to go and order a longer bit. I'm about a half an inch short. about a half an inch short on the bit, so that sucks. It's the next day, and thanks to Amazon, I've got a nice long drill bit, so we're gonna try this again. There's the blind side. Could not be more perfect. It's centered on the post and spaced perfectly at the right angle, so that little bracket actually worked out really good. I'm very pleased with that. So we took our same old bracket here, and we were drilling this way. Now I put a couple more nuts here so that we can drill straight on through for the posts up at the top. I decided it's going to be a little easier just to connect everything at each end first. So I just did all these connections and then gave them a quick run up and a rough measurement up to where we needed to go. Put the top one in, and now it's just a matter of running these guys up. Put the little trim pieces in on the pole that we get a nice finished look, and then secure them up at the top here. And I have the adjusters all the way turned out, so that gives me the full adjustment range to put tension on these, and once we're ready to really tighten them up. I had never used one of these hydraulic crimpers before, but I'll link all of this stuff obviously in the description. All of it was actually really cheap, including the hydraulic crimper, and this is probably one of those 1 or 2 times in a lifetime use things, but it did a really nice job. So once I was able to tension up those cables, the whole thing just turned into this rock solid railing, like a real solid unit. I was really impressed with you know, the feel, the fit, and the finish on how it all worked out. Love the hard, heavy steel against the wood. I think it's a really cool contrast. It ties in really nice with the light that I built also out of steel that we have at the top of those stairs. And unfortunately, or fortunately, it's kind of turned into a bigger project because now I need to build a dining room chandelier in a similar style, and that'll be in a future video as well. But yeah, ended up basically redoing my whole living room. Got some cool lighting stuff coming up as well, and yeah, just kind of mowing our way through. So having never done anything with this before, I'm very happy with the cable railing style. I think it came out awesome. Loved working with it. But if you do have any questions, comments, criticisms, throw them down in the comment section below me. Otherwise, everybody, thank you very much for watching as always, and I hope you have a great day.